Hey Lydia,
Yeah.
are you going to help me make date balls?
Apple.
Yeah, they're yummy.
Yeah.
Are you home with Mummy today?
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hello. So today I would like to share with you, I'd like to talk about what day I find the hardest and how I've been able to make it a favourite day rather than my hardest day. I'm also going to share a few ways to use up leftovers, a few favourite recipes, and a few different thoughts. Last week I said how I was having trouble coming up with things to share, and I also said that I often pray about whether I can skip a week. I really do enjoy making these videos. I like to put videos together and I love to share things. I love to share recipes and anything that I find helpful. So I really do like making videos. I just think anything that you are committed to doing, that you try to do on a regular basis, and especially if it's something spiritual as well, it can be a bit of a battle because sometimes I just don't feel like it, or sometimes I don't feel that well, or sometimes I just don't feel very inspired, or sometimes I feel discouraged. So I think anything you do try to do consistently, and that is for God, I think it'll always be a little bit of a battle. But I do enjoy making the videos. Okay, so today's Wednesday and Lydia's home with me. I've said before that I find it quite hard having her on her own.
Mom.
Can you listen for a minute?
Okay.
Okay, you be quiet, Mummy, talk.
Do.
Yeah. And yeah, sometimes it's the hardest day of my week, and I'm really glad that she can stay home on Wednesdays, and so I don't want to not enjoy those days. So I was thinking back to the weekend. I vlogged a weekend of just me and Lydia when Johan took the other kids away for Queen's birthday weekend, and I was thinking that was going to be really hard, but I actually really enjoyed it. So I was thinking back to why I really enjoyed that weekend, and I think there are two reasons. One is because we planned fun things to do, and the other one was because it was kind of a holiday. We didn't really have things that we had to get done, whereas often on Wednesdays I have lots of jobs and things that I want to get done. So I have tried to plan fun things for on Wednesdays now, and also to not try to be too busy trying to get jobs done.
Mom.
So what are we going to do today?
Make that and myself.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to make some date balls. Would that be fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, date balls are quite a healthy snack, and with Lydia I find it hard to have healthy snacks for her, especially in her school lunch boxes, because she doesn't really like fruit. So yeah, I thought she does like date balls, so we're going to make some together. So that's something fun to do together. So if there's something that you find daunting or don't really enjoy doing, maybe it's a certain day or a certain situation, it can help if you plan fun things for at the same time, so that there are things you can look forward to and that you can enjoy it, even if some of it you don't like. So for example, if you really don't like doing laundry, you can watch a video while you do it, or have some kind of reward for afterwards, that type of thing. Then you enjoy what? Yeah, then you enjoy it more. Yeah?
Okay.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Is that Lydia?
Yeah.
It's Lydia. So this is my recipe, but I don't quite have 2 cups of dates, so I'm just going to use some raisins for what I don't have. And it helps to cut up the dates first so that they're not quite so big, because it can be a bit hard on your food processor if you put whole dates in. You helping cut the dates?
Yeah.
Good job. Last week we made oatmeal pancakes, and Lydia helped make them, and we made them for lunch. They were very yummy. They're a little bit hard for her to cut, so she's putting the chopped up ones in instead. It's the noise of concentration.
Yeah. Oh,
Are they sticky?
yeah.
Is it stuck? Uh-oh.
That's it.
Good job.
Yeah.
You turn it on?
Done.
We need to keep going.
Done.
So you just process it into it till you think it's fine enough, and then you roll them into balls and roll them in coconut. First one went in your mouth instead of being rolled in coconut. Is it yummy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you made them, you stick them in the fridge for a while and then they set. Get a little bit harder, otherwise they're really soft. That was a bit of a lesson in self-control for Lydia, not to put it all in her mouth. This is how many it made, minus the one that Lydia ate and another little bit that I let her eat. And yeah, Lydia put them in coconut, but I'll roll them properly in coconut since she didn't put a whole lot on. Another thing I can do with her is jobs that she can help me with, like she's been helping me clean this floor. She loves spraying some water and vinegar on, but she just doesn't stop. Oh, here she goes again. You helping Mummy clean?
Yeah.
We'll do some spray.
Okay.
Okay, now clean.
Okay.
Something about a spray bottle, that's so much fun. Okay, that's enough. Stop. Are you all done? You cleaned that really nicely. Can you clean a little bit more?
Okay.
Good job. Do you like cleaning?
Yeah.
So another way to enjoy Wednesdays is to make food that I like. And one of my favourite lunches is pancakes, like the American style pancakes that you stack up. Last week I made these with Lydia just as something fun to do with her, and they're really nice, and I guess they're a bit more healthy than the usual pancakes. I only make a small lot since it's like one that a child would make, but I am going to double it, and so then there are some for the kids to have at afternoon tea time. And Lydia's not helping me since I already made date balls with her, and she's happily playing at the moment. She's volunteered to dry the dishes from making date balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you like drying dishes?
Yeah.
You're helpful, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do some more?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mom.
So they are cooking. This is what our kitchen looks like
Mom.
at the moment. You're having some trouble. Thank you. Our cupboard that was up there is there on top of that. And Johan put in the false wall there. And this recipe book is one Hannah got out of the library, and while she had it out during the holidays, we went to one of our op shops, and during the holidays they actually have all the kids books for free, or allowed a certain amount free. And I found the same one here that she'd got out of the library, so I thought I may as well grab it because it is a really good picture book with pretty simple, easy recipes. So I was happy with that. And yeah, this is actually the first recipe I've tried out of there. What do you have? What is it? Pancakes? With some berries. Some syrup. Oh, yum. I think this is the most delicious lunch. What do you think, Lid? Is it yummy? Good. Yeah. So one way I like to use up leftovers, which I have talked about before, is to make mince pies. So Joseph is buttering that. Then I'll put pastry on the bottom, and we have some leftover deviled sausages and leftover mashed potato, and we had leftover crust, which Joseph ground up into breadcrumbs, and then put cheese on top. Cheese and then breadcrumbs.
What I like about pies or lazy wife's dinner or those kind of dinners that you can just stick in the oven is that you can get the dishes all cleaned up while that's cooking, and your kitchen can look like that right before dinner. So today is Saturday and I've been doing some baking. These are Chewy oatmeal cookies which have raisins and chocolate chips, and they're really yum, so I might link the recipe. And I also made oat slice, which I shared a few weeks back on the Scrabble game video, which was really nice. This time I put white chocolate chip and brown chocolate chip and dried apricots and cranberries, and then some seeds. And Lydia is in here. Johan and the children have gone to the library and we are making lunch. What are we making, Ned? You're making a pizza?
Yeah.
So this pizza, my sister gave me the recipe, and it is a really easy recipe, and it uses dry yeast. So I will link that recipe as well. I also put sesame seeds in as well. I heard somebody say that you could put small seeds in pizza dough, so I've been trying that as well. And we're using up leftover baked beans and spaghetti from the fridge, and I got out some bacon to put on it as well. Hey! What do you think you're doing? Where's to go on your pizza? On your pizza, not your mouth. Get on your pizza. Hey, Lydia. You don't have none on your pizza. Lydia?
Yeah.
It's like a nice pizza. Here's Lydia's one.
So one way to use up mashed potato is to make potato fritters. They're something that my children really love eating. So I made some up the other day with some leftover mashed potato, and I had a bit of leftover bacon as well. So I fried the bacon a little bit and then mixed it in with the fritters, and they were really nice.
So a good tip for housework is to do the worst things first, which I've shared before, but not about actual housework, just about any jobs. So in the morning, my two worst jobs are to clean up the dishes and to tidy up my bedroom. On the weekends the children do the dishes, but when they're at school, I don't know, it just always seems a bit of a big mess and I don't feel like doing it. So I'm trying to get in the habit of doing those two things first, and then I can do the other jobs that I enjoy more, like doing the washing and vacuuming. So this is our kitchen this morning. I actually already washed a lot of the dishes there, but it always just seems a bit of a big mess when the kids have gone to school. And this is our bedroom. I find once the bed is made and the curtains are open, then yeah, I think it's just looks such a mess when the bed's not made and the curtains are shut. Isn't this cute? Which was left for me by my bed. This one's very cute too. Bedroom done. I'm just letting a little bit of fresh air in. I did change the sheets and the duvet cover, so I put them in the wash because Johan's been sick this last week, so the bed has been used a little bit more than usual. I just felt like it needed to clean. It's very easy to get distracted when you are doing your basic jobs like this room. It always gets dusty, and so now I can see that it's very dusty. So I'd like to go dust it, but I decided I'm going to get all my other jobs done first, otherwise I just get sidetracked and halfway through the day I still haven't done the dishes or the basic jobs. Kitchen's all done now too. These are some books I got out of our school library, and I've been reading them to the children. They are really neat stories and they're very good character stories. I've just made one audio story, Donna's Dandy Day, which is out of these books, but they're really good stories for kids.
So one good frugal living tip, and it's also kind of a simple living tip too, is if you plan meals, to plan them around what needs using up. So either vegetables you need using up, or especially out of the freezer. This is something I'm not very good at doing, but I'm trying to get better at doing, and a lot of the things I share are not things that I'm really good at doing. I sometimes feel a bit of a hypocrite sharing them because I'm not an expert in them, but they're things that do help me when I do them, and yeah, they're things that I do try to do because they do help when you do them. So I'm not very good at sticking to menus, but often I do still try to make a list so that every day you're not thinking, okay, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? Often at the end of the week we end up with leftovers from Little Haven, and so yeah, if I do a strict plan, then I can't usually stick to it. But so like tonight I've got nachos, so I took out some mince that's already cooked that I'd frozen to use that. Tomorrow we're having roast vegetables and sausages. I have a big kumara that needs to be used up, so I tried to plan a meal so that I could use it up before it gets rotten. I also have a big pumpkin, and I also have some mashed potato in the freezer, so I'm going to make some pumpkin soup, and I've got some frozen bread that can go with that. Chops, I have some chops that are getting old, so we're going to use those up another day. So yeah, it is a good tip to plan your meal, especially before you do your shopping, to plan your meals so that you can use up things you already have, and then you don't go buying a whole lot of new things, even though it is good to get things while they're on special, like meats and things like that. So I got out the mince so that I'll have an easy meal tonight. This afternoon I have the school meeting, which I thought I had last week, but it is this week, so I'm having mince already cooked will make the meal easier. But I was just thinking about it. It reminds me of something that I was thinking about I don't know, three years ago. I had 2 miscarriages, and I think no matter what your situation is, it is always very sad and hard. For me, I already had 4 children, and also since Lydia's been born, I felt like my hands are very full. So in a way, it has been a blessing not having more children since her, but at the time it's still very hard to deal with. And I heard a lady say something, and I can't remember how she said it, but the idea of it really helped me. And this is somebody who had lost a child. One of her children had died when they were young, and I think maybe somebody said it to her and it helped her. So I might get the details wrong, but I think somebody said to her, well, that child was never going to grow up, because if you lose a child, you'll end up thinking, well, today they would have been such and such age, they think about what they might have done and what they might have become. But the lady said, well, she was never going to grow up. Like, she always, and if you look at it in the big picture, that child was going to die when they were little, so they never were going to grow up. And for me, that thought was quite helpful with the miscarriages. Like, I never was actually going to have a baby that year. I thought I was 2 times. I thought I was going to have a baby. And if you've had a miscarriage, it's easy to think, well, now I would have been so far along, or now my baby would have been born, or now he or she would have been 2 months old, especially when you know other people who were pregnant at the same time. It's easy to focus on all those things of what would have been, and yet I never really was going to have a baby. I just thought I was. It was like my meeting last week. I thought I had a meeting, and so I was planning for it and I was preparing for it, but there never was a meeting. The whole morning there never was a meeting. It is today, this week. So I think it's quite a helpful thought if you're thinking of what would have been. So like, there are a lot of people who were going to travel last year, and then the virus hit and they couldn't travel, and it would be easy to think, oh, now we would have been here, now we would have been there. And yet in the big picture, well, those people who were planning to travel never were actually going to travel, because the virus was going to come, they just didn't know it. So I hope that's a helpful thought for whatever you might be disappointed about, or things that you thought were going to happen and never did happen. If you look in the big picture, it never was going to happen. So before I finish all my housework, I'm going to quickly do my grocery shopping. I do it online again. I did start going to Pack and Save for a while because I know it is cheaper, but I found although I might have got more for less money, I still spent more, because when I go to the shop, I feel like I don't really have control over how much it's going to come to. Like, I can't tell how much it's going to come to, so it's easy to get way more than I would online. I can see exactly how much it's going to come to, and so when I get to the checkout online, it's very easy to just take things back off if I had planned to buy it too much. Whereas in the shop, I just find that really hard to figure out. So, and also online shopping, it takes way less time and energy as well, because I don't have to go out anywhere. So yeah, I've gone back to shopping online because it just works better for me. But I like to do it on Mondays and I need to get it done. I need to get it done now, otherwise it won't be delivered today. When shopping online, I find it good to have just a basic shopping list of the things you don't want to run out of, so that if you haven't written something on your list, you can look over this list and remember things like it's got things like milk, bread, margarine, dishwashing liquid, nappies, toilet rolls, peanut butter, just all those basic things, bread, coffee, flour. Otherwise it can be easy, since you're not actually in the shop looking around, it can be easy to just forget something that you haven't written down on your list. So 2 thoughts that I've been thinking of are from the love chapter, 1 Corinthians 13. The first one says, charity suffereth long and is kind, and then it goes down and says, it thinketh no evil. So I've just been thinking about how kindness starts in our thoughts. We might try to talk kindly to our children, our husband, or whoever we're around, and yet if we are thinking negative things about them, it's hard to be kind, because often what we're thinking about ends up coming out. And I have found lately that I have been kind of dwelling on the negative things, or the things that I find difficult. And we should pray about the things we find difficult, but if we think about them all the time and focus on them, we get blind to all the positive things and all the good things. So say in marriage, I have a very good husband. I probably have about the best you can get. Just one thing I find hard is we have opposite love languages. So for me, I'm very sensitive and words are very important, whereas for him, they're kind of at the bottom of the list. And so for him, actions are way more important. And so I can easily get offended over things that are not meant to be hurtful at all. And so for me, that's probably just one of the things I find the hardest. And so it's easy to get focused on that, or focused on things he might say that I take the wrong way. And so, that's what I've been thinking about. This is just to focus on all the positive things and the good things, and to think kind thoughts, and then it's much easier to be kind and to speak kind words. And then further on, I'm not sure what verse it is, I've just got them written down here but not the numbers. It says believeth all things. So I think that means believing the best, expecting the best, believing the best, rather sometimes we assume the worst, or we believe the worst, which is not good. And here's like a kind of definition. It says, if you love someone, you will be loyal to him no matter what the cost. You will always believe in him, always expect the best of him, and always stand your ground in defending him. So that is just kind of 2 thoughts that I've been challenged with, especially in my marriage, but it can relate to anything. It can relate to our church or our friends or anybody we have a relationship with. If we are thinking or focusing on the negative things or the things that are hard, we can end up being unkind. So it's good to think no evil, to think the best. And to remember, like, say in my marriage, things that may seem hurtful are not meant hurtful. My husband has never said anything with the intention of hurting me. He is very kind. And yet sometimes I take things the wrong way. So I need to remind myself that he doesn't mean it the way that I take it. And he shows love in other ways by doing things for me. And just to believe the best and focus on all the good things, because there are many.